This is it.
All right.
Move your title over. What a funny, you're just like.
Well, hello again. I'm Bob Morin.
And I'm Marianne Morin.
And this is the More Stuff Show.
Yes, it is.
Yes, we have stuff, the essence of life, stuff, real stuff, uncontrived, unprepared, spontaneous, extemporaneous,
Especially unprepared.
live, and unprepared, but you can't say completely unprepared. So unrepaired, I say.
Oh, I could have used
Completely say, not completely unprepared. Because we have experience.
Oh, there you go.
There's nothing new under the sun. So everything we're going to say here has already been said in one way or another. It's already been thought of. Very little is new.
Interesting.
Is that true?
I have no idea.
The idea is, no, that's not true.
No, that's not true.
No. Everything is new all the time. Everything is being renewed.
Oh,
Life is being renewed. You are being renewed.
okay.
Every cell in your body,
Yeah.
one year, or was it 2 years? Every cell in your body is going to be different. You're not the same you are now, the way you are now. You're not the same now as you were 3 years ago. Every cell in your body is different. And you don't think the same now. You don't have the same attitude now that you had a few years ago.
Right.
Everything changes.
That's true. I concur.
So, what's
Yeah,
new about
so-
today?
So what? Huh? That's one of those new attitudes that I have.
Well, I'm wearing the same clothes I wore last week.
Ah. And as am I.
I'm more comfortable. Last week, we introduced these props. This is a prop to make us look,
All right.
like normal people, everyday, regular people. With these, we're not mechanical. We have, and you would assume that we have coffee in here, but there's no coffee in here. It's ice water.
Right.
And I really am thirsty.
Okay, so we satisfied your thirst. Now what?
Now we have to think of a subject.
Well, we did A's.
Oh, going in
We're all the
alphabetical.
way up to B now.
Last week we didn't exhaust the A's.
No.
There are many, many words, thousands of words that begin with A.
Oh, good.
We did apple. You know, we could talk about apples.
I don't like apples. I mean, I like apples, but I don't like talking about apples.
Wow. What is it that you don't like about apples?
Everybody has a personal attitude about apples.
An attitude about apples?
Yes.
Attitude
It's a
kind of
personal
connotes something bad.
Oh, well, no. I mean, everybody has their own personal opinion of apples.
And you don't want to talk about
Personal experience of apples.
Did you ever have a bad experience with an apple?
No, I didn't. My experience with apples is my grandfather peeling them and taking all the skin off and chopping them in little bitty pieces so that I could eat them easily. So it was a good thing for me.
See, that's a warm, fuzzy memory of an apple.
I had no work to do for that apple, and
Didn't have to work.
I did never acquire a taste for the outside part of the apple. I just wanted to have that nicely peeled taste. How about you? What's your experience with it?
Somebody threw an apple at me once
Yes.
while I was jogging.
Oh.
Might have been, had to be 25 years ago.
Oh, was it around here or?
It was around here in Schuyler County, yes.
Oh, dear.
I was doing in the hills somewhere. And I was jogging. I was younger then. And I was jogging. Running, jogging
running.
even. And these cars driving by, and somebody threw an apple at me. It didn't hit me, but it was the idea that hurt me. Somebody threw an apple at me. Oh,
Well, I had something thrown at me one time.
Somebody threw something at you?
It wasn't an apple. I was in Washington, D.C. with my family. It was very hot in the days before air conditioning in cars. We didn't always have air conditioning. We just had to lower the windows when we were little.
Now, this is when you were a kid.
So when I was a kid, we were in Washington, D.C., and some man on the street threw in a bundle that thick, tied with a string, of advertisements for the city of Washington, D.C. And included, and there were hotels and places to eat and theaters to go to. And,
Discount coupons?
yes, and coupons, everything one might desire. Big, huge bundle.
Well, that was good.
Hit me right in the face.
That was a good thing. But it hit you in the face, though. That was bad.
It hit me right in the face.
Oh.
But we actually did stay at one of those places. The family looked over the brochure and they decided upon a place to stay.
So you took a little insult, but in return, you got a discounted night at a hotel.
So no one else took an insult, just me. And we all ignored it.
Nobody ever...
We just started looking through those brochures.
No one showed any concern that you were hit in the face with a package of coupons?
Today they probably would have had me to the hospital to get examined because there might have been some terrible disease to the package. But in those days, that was, I guess it was accepted. I think I was 9 or 8.
9 or 8?
Had a matching dress. My mother made both the dresses.
Look cute.
Seersucker kind of thing. So if it got wet, it dried in the car automatically.
Let me ask you, what were you doing down in Washington, D.C. when you were 9 years old?
Touring.
Just touring?
Yeah, touring. My parents took me there. It's a historical. No relatives.
No relatives?
No.
Boy, they took you everywhere.
It was a Washington, D.C. tour.
Yeah, I only got to go to Boston. I would go to New York once in a while to see a Yankee game.
Oh, I used to go all the time to the Yankee games.
Never saw the Brooklyn Dodgers. Where did they play? At Ebbets Field, or was that where the Giants played? The Polo Grounds.
Yeah, Giants were the Polo Grounds, and the Dodgers were Ebbets.
Never went there. Went to Yankee Stadium. Now, the only time I went to New York, and not to see a Yankee game, was with my sixth grade class.
Aha!
And we used to go on tours to the Natural Museum of History and the planetarium.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to a Yankee game once.
Your 6th grade class from Washington Irving Schools.
Well, we were from a rich...
You did that.
You were from the poor town.
We never did that. We didn't go anywhere.
I know.
In 6th grade.
That's why our school was better than your school.
Oh, well, way.
Because we got to go to New York City to a Yankee game. To planetarium. Ever go to the planetarium?
Yes, my parents took me everywhere.
Yeah, but you went with your parents. I went with my friends.
So now, did each family pay the fee, or
no.
The school paid for it?
The school paid. And something else. You got to play the politics. There's the recreation league.
Yes.
The recreation league for the town, you got to get in with them, and they go on trips. They took me to Yankee Stadium once, too.
Well, I never participated in the recreation league.
Well, see, you didn't read the newspaper. See, I was a newspaper boy, and I knew what was going on in town, and I got in on these things.
I see. I didn't know. I didn't care.
Well, your parents took care of you.
And I didn't get in on any of it either. I don't think I would have been allowed to get in on it. I think it would have been considered too risky.
Going on a trip with kids to a Yankee Stadium, I don't know, people around here might think, hey, you can't go, you get kidnapped. It's not safe.
Well, when my mom took us to New York City, we weren't allowed to not hold hands. Holding hands constantly, because even though it was 100,000 years ago, she still felt very insecure about having us snatched away.
New York City.
Because, what was it, Charles Lindbergh's child was kidnapped.
Oh.
So kidnappings were something that did occur.
Well, they have kidnappings of all ages. Or disappearances.
Oh, yes.
Now, if a child is taken or disappears, you get national headlines.
Mm.
But suppose I disappeared. I wouldn't get national headlines.
Might.
Or suppose I was kidnapped and it wasn't Al Qaeda. If it was Al Qaeda, that would get me. But suppose it was some unknown person, an unknown group from Steuben County, and they want to have me for ransom.
Oh, you're out of luck. You're out of luck too.
Would that make the news? Who would care?
Who would get the letter? Yeah. No, it would make the news. Yes,
Yeah, but it
these
wouldn't be
days.
national news because it isn't.
No.
I'm not as lovable as a kid. When a
Gotcha.
kid gets kidnapped, it gets
Right.
an all points bulletin, But if I got kidnapped,
Isn't that funny? Because in the court of law, if a child is run over by a car, what happens is they say the child's not worth big bucks. So in a lawsuit, you can't get big bucks because the child hasn't made the grade yet. And an adult who has worked many years is worth however much money they could make in a year over the rest of their lives. So you could sue people for an adult and make a whole lot of money, and a child is worthless. Then turn around and we're talking about kidnapping now. A child gets kidnapped. The whole world is into it.
yeah.
And
Well,
adults.
it sells papers. It sells.
So
sells
the
in-
worth of a child varies depending on what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And
And
who's
it
looking
changes
at
from-
what country you're in, I guess.
Yeah. Or from generation to generation, whatever is popular. That's a ephemeral thing. Comes and goes.
Fickle.
Fickle.
So nothing is really worth.
Short-lived.
It's how you look at it.
Yeah.
Funny thing.
Well, we were going to talk about something that began with A. We did talk about apples. Last week we talked about aardvarks.
Yes.
A could be atoms. I'll talk about atoms.
Adam's who?
The Addams family.
The Adam's apple. Mm-hmm.
Adam's apple. I don't know why they call that an Adam's apple.
No, I don't either.
They cover it with a tie.
I think we need to skip the rest of the A's.
Go to bees.
Let's go to B's.
Bees. Are you allergic to bees?
No, but I have a child who's allergic to
Yes.
bees.
We had to give her a shot once.
Yes, you did. You did a good job.
We had a bee kit. She got stung. Gave her a shot.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay.
Yeah, I think more people are allergic these days than ever were before. Either that or more people just died from they don't know what it was, the cause.
Well, maybe people are more sensitive to that now.
Hmm.
Whereas before you were just sick, but now you're allergic.
Maybe.
I've got an allergy. Whereas before you're just sick.
So now how do you know you're allergic to bees? What is that?
How do you know?
Yes. How did you find out your daughter was allergic to bees?
Well, she started swelling up. Her skin started swelling up. She had trouble breathing.
That's when you she was stung first.
Was stung by a bee and then started swelling.
And she was unable to
Yeah.
breathe.
Having wheezing.
So those are the classic signs.
So we took her up. She gave her a shot. Then we got a bee kit.
And you had to keep it in the refrigerator for emergencies. What if she went away to England? What if she went camping? Did she always have to bring that bee sting kit?
Well, I don't know. She's on her own now.
So you don't know.
Been a few years. She doesn't live with us for a few years now. I don't know if she has a bee kit. Well, I don't know if you outgrow allergies.
I don't know. Some you do. Like you had asthma as a child.
I used to have asthma.
And now you don't.
No, I don't have asthma.
So that's one thing you grew out of. So I don't know. But they say once you've had an allergic reaction to something, like some kind of medicine or bees, that you consider yourself allergic for life.
And it may predispose you to other allergies, they say. But I don't want to talk about allergies and bees.
A, B, shall we go to C?
Shall we go to sea in a boat?
Oh.
Have you ever been to sea?
No, not exactly. I've been out on the water in a boat.
The ocean?
But not to not to the
The
ocean.
Staten Island Ferry.
Yes, Staten Island Ferry. Hudson River.
Hudson
Seneca.
River. You've been sailing on the Hudson River?
Yes.
Me too.
Same guy. Same guy's boat.
Did you,
I'm almost sure.
was it a race?
No, I was just a Sea Scout.
Oh, you were.
It's
Yes,
very
we talked
funny.
about you being a Sea Scout.
Yes, a Sea Scout.
Is that like the Girl Scouts?
Yes, only it's a higher echelon. of
Higher,
Girl
yes,
Scouts.
I know. From Westchester County, the
Yes.
upper crust, all the girls are Sea Scouts.
You could be. There were such things as Air Scouts too. You could be
Yeah,
get into airplane flying.
Air Scouts, boy.
But I never, I picked Sea Scout because
I belonged to the Civil Conservation, the Civil Defense Corps.
yes,
Civil Defense Corps when I was in high school.
that begins with a C too.
But I was bragging because you said you were a
Sea
Sea Scout where you got to ride on these sailboats. All you cute little girls. You have uniforms.
They were blue. Blue. Maybe I like the uniform. I don't know.
Well, I got in a race. I was part of a racing crew, a sailboat racing crew.
Wow.
All I did was, I didn't do anything. I was just wait because I was a kid. I might have been
You
14 or
waited
15.
in the boat or you waited on shore?
No, a wait because you have to
you
go
were
from
a
side to
wait.
side.
Oh, okay.
When,
Yes.
you go sit on this side to balance
Yes.
the boat against the wind, and then you go shift. You go sit on this side,
Yes.
and that's all I did.
I was also a wait.
Yes.
Move
Yeah,
and
the
sit
ship.
over there, or
Pre-
move and sit
Prepare
over
to come about
there. Yes.
and come about.
Somebody else did the sailing.
Yes, the adults
Lowered
did
the
that.
boom
The
or
adults
whatever you
did
call
that.
it.
Yes.
So that was my same experience then.
So you've been to sea.
But I didn't swim in those days.
Did you ever take the ferry across the Hudson from Tarrytown to Nyack?
I was way younger than you, of course. So I remember vaguely in the 2 and 3 and 4-year-old bracket. Yes.
Did you ever tour those destroyers that came and visit?
Yes.
So did
You
I.
got it. They lowered the thing and you got on it.
Yeah.
And then they shut it on you, and there you were inside. And hopefully they didn't keep that open for too long. But did you actually go out in the water then?
They took the boat to get there was scary.
Mm.
From the dock to the destroyer, that was the scary part.
Mm.
I didn't trust that boat at all.
Yes.
But we got there, and once we were on the destroyer, then it was okay. You got to see these guns and get up there.
Oh.
This was
I
after
only
World War
remember
II.
the boat before the boat.
Yeah, the boat before the boat.
The boat you were sitting with,
Yeah,
the
the little boat.
crowded in there in
The
that
little boat,
space.
yeah.
And they took you over.
And it was rocky. It's going all over like this, and holy cow. Well, all right. So
It
we
was-
have sea experience.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I haven't been out in the sea since the Staten Island Ferry.
Except for Captain Bill's boat.
Captain Bill, yes.
And I'm like,
But you know, the
Seneca.
Staten Island Ferry is not safe. That can crash.
That did this year or this past year.
Yeah, in '04 it crashed.
Yeah.
Because this is on tape. We could be
Could
seeing
be,
this.
yes. Okay.
In '04 we had the
04.
famous Staten Island crash, Staten Island Ferry crash.
That was whenever anyone visited me from far away, friends, later in life, my father would say, okay, let's go down and tour. We'll see the Statue of Liberty. We'll
Empire State
We'll
Building.
see the whole skyline, the Empire State Building. So what he did was he brought us down to the ferry. We all paid $0.25, and we went around in the waterway around the island where the Statue of Liberty was.
Oh,
We didn't
you
actually
took-
go pay the $2.50 to go to the Statue of Liberty
That's
Island.
not the Staten Island Ferry. You mean the ride that goes around Manhattan?
No, I mean the Staten Island Ferry, which took you from here to here, but as you pass by closely,
The Statue of
to
Liberty.
the Statue of
Yes.
Liberty. Yes. So this is the cheap tour that my father took all my friends on. We
All
went
right. Well, that was.
Staten Island Ferry.
You know what? I don't know if this. Did you notice that I did not shave?
I know this.
You noticed. You
Yeah.
should say something.
You don't even remember if you shaved or not.
Well, you should say something. If I'm going to go on television,
Oh, wow.
you're my wife. You have to be responsible. Take care of me a little bit.
Do you think you can tell on television?
If you had a spot on your nose, I would say, Mary Ann, we can't do the show now. You got a spot on your nose.
So,
But if
well, people maybe they think that you're growing something.
yes.
Maybe you're
Or-
getting ready for a role in television.
Yeah. Well, younger men in their 20s
Younger men? Mm-hmm. I don't know too many younger. Yeah, I do. Okay.
grow a beard a little bit because they want to look more
I
mature.
want to look older.
But when you do get more mature, I'd rather shave. But I don't shave because it hurts my complexion.
Oh.
Shaving every day, and I'm retired. I don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, I see.
So I only shave like 3 times a week.
Well,
Like I shave on a Sunday morning to go to church, and then I might shave again Tuesday, and then maybe on Friday.
it's the spirit. I like it.
Is that okay?
That's
But you
fine.
don't notice.
No.
You don't pay attention to
See,
me.
you just,
You should be
might
able to-
be right there.
You should be able to look at me and say he's hungry.
And I got this role because. How did I get this role? I think it had something to do with Adam and Eve, or was it? I
Oh,
don't know.
okay. But you didn't notice.
Well, I did, but I didn't hold it in high importance.
It is important. His image on television is important.
I see. So that's why I do my hair.
It looks beautiful.
Yes, there you
It
go.
looks beautiful.
I went over to Shelley's and got highlights.
Is that
What?
the same place you get your nails done?
Yeah, right. That's
What do
true.
you mean, right? You
Yes,
being
it's so-
sarcastic?
No, really. The highlights I thought were going to be little tiny strands of like your hair is with the gray. Little tiny strands of blonde mixed in with the basic black background or brown background. Turns out it's like blonde all over. Surprising. I'm surprised.
Your hair?
Yeah, don't you think it's rather blonde?
Yes.
Well,
Were you always blonde?
no, not a bit. But it's called highlights and it comes out this way.
You sure you weren't always blonde?
When I was 3 years old, I was blonde, or two or three.
I do remember.
Right, I know you do.
I do remember.
Well, I have a classic example of noticing or not noticing in my experience in life.
You mean you are selectively notice?
When my father turned 65 years old, he was forced to retire at his job. He was at a university and he was there a
Forced
long time, but
retirement.
they had a rule, nobody past 65 could continue working at the school. So they made him retire and he was totally depressed. So for 6 months, he did not clip his nails, he did not get his hair cut, he did not shave,
Well, maybe I'm depressed.
maybe. So the story goes, everything grew all around him. And my mom, she was worried about him, of course, but she was dropped off one day to go to the beauty parlor. And he said, I'll see you back here in a couple of hours. While he left her there, he went to the barber shop. This is 6 months after having all this long growth and long nails. So he tended to everything, haircut, regular, normal, back to spiffy again, nails down, and he went to pick her up. So she got into the car and she was talking a mile a minute, Talking. We have to go grocery shopping. They went to the grocery store.
Are you saying she did not notice?
Never noticed. I think she just never looked at him. But she never noticed.
That's a genetic thing.
It's such a drastic change.
Well, the women on your side of the family don't pay attention to the men. See, that's proof.
The women.
I mean, your father had a beard. He shaved it off, and your mother didn't notice he shaved it off.
That's like
and I have a beard, and I didn't shave in 2 days, and you don't notice.
2 days is not like 6 months.
It's noticeable.
Well, we'll see. Of course, you know, older.
Have you noticed my nails?
The older I get, the worse off my eyes are.
You notice my nails?
No. What about your nails? What about them?
Do you notice anything?
This one here is a little bit purple.
I was working in the garden.
Ah.
But see, you didn't even notice that until I pointed it out.
I noticed. It's
You
true.
should see if I can't go to church with a dirty nail like that.
You know, I'm well known for not noticing things. That's one of my best
Well, make
qualities.
an effort.
I go to work and people have changed their hair to a bob or to something I can't remember what it used to be. I don't know if it's age or just I've been this way forever.
As you get old, let me tell the story of this couple that was forgetful.
Yes.
You want me to tell the story?
Yeah.
This couple's forgetful, and they're worried about it, so they go for counseling. The counselor says, write down everything.
Okay.
No, they don't forget.
Make a list.
So they go home, and they're supposed to write down everything. The husband says, well, I'm going to go in the kitchen now and the wife says, wait a minute, can you get me some ice cream while you're there? He says, okay. And the woman says, well, write it down, you're going to forget. He says, nah, I won't forget. She says, wait a minute, get me some strawberries with that too. Okay, write it down, don't forget. Nah, don't worry, I won't forget. Give me some cream with it too. Now that's 3 things, don't forget. Ice cream, strawberries and cream. Don't worry, honey, I won't forget. So he goes in the kitchen. 20 minutes later, he comes back. Ham and eggs.
Ham and eggs.
Gives it to the woman, and she says, but you forgot the toast.
I get it.
You
Yeah.
get it?
That's funny.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's about right.
Did I tell it right?
Yes, you did.
How you tell it is so important.
So important, yes.
Timing and everything, and telling us a funny story is it. We're out of time.
Do you think anybody needs that explained? Do you think they get that joke?
That would be insulting
Okay, we won't explain.
to explain a joke, because you don't know. They're probably all still laughing, rolling on the floor. Come on, get control of yourself. Come on, it's not that funny.
All right then.
You assume that they can't get themselves together. They're still laughing.
Yes.
That's all right. Come on, get serious. You got your life to live now.
Okay, so we were just going to sign off now?
We're going to sign off now because I don't want to talk anymore.
Time is gone.
You get what you pay for. If you want us to be longer, you got to pay us more.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Bye.
Oh.
Well, everybody, it's been nice. Thanks for visiting with us, and we'll see you next time.
You notice how she can talk while I'm drinking?
Ah.
We'll see you.